Well, hello everyone. I am Jody Whittemore, and I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm not going to share my story because we have three amazing people with incredible stories that you're going to hear from tonight, but I do want to welcome you. And I just want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for trusting us with your time. I'm sure you're like me and have spent the last week or two thinking more about how you spend your time. I know I sure have. And one thing my mom has always said is, kids, money can come and go, but we never can get our time back. And I was thinking about that with all that's going on in the world right now. The market will return. We don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know what's going to happen in the meantime. But one thing we do know is March 23rd, 2020 will never get back, nor will we tomorrow. And so, gosh, even being in a business that's created more time for my family, I've really sat and been very introspective about really how short life is and how I'm spending my time. And so all of that to say, thank you. I really feel in the depths of my heart that tonight is going to be worth your time. And I want to acknowledge you because someone invited you for a reason. They see something in you. They respect you. They love you. They care about you. They want you to know about this gift of Arbonne. And we're on a mission, especially right now in this world of uncertainty. We're more clear than ever that we want to impact the world one family at a time. And when I say we, I mean the greater Arbonne family. We're in this together. You're going to be hearing from Dylan and Sammy Dreiling and from Christy Dreiling, and we're not on the same Arbonne team. Matter of fact, Dylan and Sammy are married. They're not even on the same team. But we are all in this together, and we have seen our lives change. You're going to hear about it. We've seen so many other people's lives change through our products and through this incredible business opportunity. And the last thing I just want to say, and then I'm going to turn it over to them, is keep an open mind and keep an open heart. You know, each of us who have seen our lives change forever, and many of us for generations to come in our families, there was a time that we were just where you are, being invited for the first time to hear about a business that we hadn't thought the day before that we would ever say yes to. Some of us heard about it and said yes right away. Some of us knew about it for a while and it took a while. But I just want you to know that just because you were invited and may have nothing to, may not know anything about Arbonne or may think that you know about it, just set all that aside and open your mind, because this could be the absolute perfect timing and the best gift that you ever have heard about. So after that, I just want to turn it over to Dylan and Sammy. And thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I am super excited to hear more about your story and why Arbonne is such a gift.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you, Jody. So amazing to be with you all here in such a crazy time in our world. We've been doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of just really focusing on gratitude and realizing what a special gift we have to offer to so many people in the world right now who are just really wondering what their next steps should be. So so grateful to share with you guys tonight. I can start, and then
we have a little 2-year-old running around in the background, so if I have to, one of us has to jump up, it's because she's doing something she's not supposed to be doing.
Yes, we're trying to this is the best part about our business, though, is that we get to do this with her. So so my name is Sammy. I started this business 10 years ago. I was 18 years old. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was very lost. But I was going to school for entrepreneurship, and I really had big dreams. I was that big dreamer. I wanted to travel the world and, be successful and help millions of people. And I was really just that kind of a person, but I had no idea how I was going to do that. And I truly believe that when you ask, you shall receive. And so I was praying and calling in something new in my life that would be able to fulfill my passions of serving people and helping people feel amazing inside and out. I was a makeup artist. I was really passionate about health and nutrition. And boom, Arbonne came into my life. So it was my prayer answered. I had no idea what I was going to do. And at the time, I really just wanted to make $300 a month so I could quit my job at the salon that I really didn't enjoy anymore. And long story short, the business completely transformed my life very, very quickly. And I met my husband a few years in, grew so much as a person, realized what I was capable of, realized that all of those big dreams were possible, and that this was going to be my vehicle to make that happen. So a lot of different aspects of the business really caught my eye. I was learning about what to look for in a business. And back then, 11 years ago, my teacher was saying, you need to go for things that are in health and wellness, things that are in anti-aging, things that are in things that are vegan, things that are gluten-free. This is a movement of health and well-being, and especially for the baby boomers who want to look and feel younger. And so that just stayed in my head, and I was a makeup artist and all these things. So I remember when I really got this, it just made so much sense for me, and it clicked. And I'll get into that in a second, a little bit more about how that really works, how it really works, because it's so brilliant, it's so smart, and it's so much fun. So this right here is one of the biggest blessings that's come out of me starting this business. I was able to make those $300 a month very quickly, but it's brought me so much more than I could have ever imagined when I first signed up. So you can share a little bit of your journey.
Well, so my journey is a little bit longer than Samantha's. I've been in the business about 6 years. Samantha's been in it about 10 years, but I actually grew up in Arbonne for a good portion of my life. Sorry for the background noise. She's playing with her blocks. So my mom, who you're going to hear from soon, has been in the business about 20 years. So for a good portion of my life, I was, surrounded with Arbonne. And this was, for a lot of it, it was like before cell phones really existed, before Facebook existed. People were still trucking all their products to, people's houses. And so it was never something that I ever conceived of myself doing. So before I started Arbonne, I was running a nonprofit. So I was, traveling around the country, teaching teens how to rise above body, mind, soul. I was an Olympic weightlifter. I was acting. I was doing all these things. But my main focus was my nonprofit work. And, I really centered my life around service, and growing up in Arbonne taught me to do that. But what I found was I was helping all these people, but I didn't have the finances or the means to help myself. So let's say I was going to this coffee meeting with this big time CEO who's, and this is, a really big thing, asking for funding and all this stuff, but I had to put my lunch on my credit card, or I could barely even afford to put gas in my car without going negative in my debit account. So I was looking at my life and I realized, what I'm doing now isn't working. I'm helping others, but I'm not able to help myself. So how can I do something where I can help others, but at the same time help myself and actually be able to live a constructive life? And Arbonne, for some reason, just hit me like a freight train in that moment. And I realized what this business is. And almost immediately, I met my future wife, which I never thought I'd get out of Arbonne, and haven't looked back. So it's been a huge, huge blessing for both of us.
Yeah. So some of the things that I just want to focus on sharing with you guys is just how simple this is, because going to business school and learning all these things and, trying to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to navigate this, once this really clicked for me, it was just such a no-brainer. So all we're really doing is we're teaching people how to switch their brand. Arbonne makes amazing products. We have over 400 products that are all pure, safe, and beneficial. We ban over 2,000 ingredients. And we follow the Swiss standards. We follow all the strictest standards in the world. We're vegan, we're cruelty-free, we're gluten-free, we're non-GMO. Nothing bad is going to show up in our products. And really, Arbonne is just a company that wants to go above and beyond for the people and for the planet. And that shows up with the amazing ingredients that are in our products, and also with how amazing they work and they do what they're supposed to do. So that's the first thing. Once the products make sense, it's pretty easy from there, because the business is just switching your brand. I realized that I was going to go buy all of these products in another store for the rest of my life. In fact, before Arbonne, I was already paying probably 5 to 10 different stores and 20 to 30 different companies for my shampoo, my conditioner, my makeup, my body wash, my toothpaste, deodorant, all the different body products, cosmetics, bath products, essential oils, nutrition, protein, energy drinks or coffee or tea, vitamins, supplements. So all you're really doing, I realized I'm going to have this expense for the rest of my life, right? So all I really did was switch my brand, start shopping at my own store, take all the money I was paying all these different companies, put it in my own business. And as an 18-year-old, just continued to do that and just showed other people how to do the same thing. And that built a client base of people who were shopping for what they loved online. Arbonne was doing the work for me and shipping the products to them, and I was just making sure those clients were happy. And then it also started to do, because people are looking for more. People are looking to be more fulfilled in their life. People are looking for more time, more money, more freedom, more community, more purpose, more ways to give back, to take those dreams off the shelf and dust them off and actually make them happen. And that's what this is. It's a vehicle to doing all the things that you've always wanted to do. But it still takes hard work. But the hard work, you guys, is the internal work. It's the overcoming your fears. It's the getting out of your comfort zone. It's the completely reprogramming your mind, your mindset, everything that you've been taught to believe to stay, you know, mediocre, to stay in your comfort zone. That's what you have to really work on. So it's really powerful. Sorry, guys, because you know, what other company gets to give you that? You know, that to me, that is a priceless thing that I've gotten out of Arbonne, is the personal growth and development. And that's just the side effect of building a successful business. You have to grow yourself. So it's really that simple. Other people are already buying these products and you're teaching them to switch their brand. Change your brand, change your life. And because I did that over so many years consistently, that's turned into a giant global business. So if you want to, I don't know what else.
Well, I'll just do it really quickly. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, all you have to remember is that at 50 cents of every dollar that we spend at the average store goes towards advertising. 50 cents of every dollar we spend goes towards advertising. All this business is instead of paying massive advertising firms and TV networks and radio stations, they're paying people to share what they love. We do this every day. We do it if we go see an amazing movie. We tell absolutely everybody we know that to go see the movie, right? That's all this business is sharing what we truly love and use with other people in our network. And that's the foundation of what we do. So, you know, I think that everybody wants to hear my incredible mother, Christy. She's been in this business for 20 years, and she is absolutely an incredible human being. And so I want her to be able to speak as well. So let's pass it on over.
We love doing it as a family. It's such a family. It's a family business. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can actually talk now because I've got tears in my eyes after hearing you guys. I just love you guys so much, and a mother always loves to hear their child say beautiful things about them. Look at me. See, that's the beauty of this business. Welcome, everyone. All 108 beautiful souls here from around the United States and the globe. I'm so honored and grateful that I get to be here with you virtually. Sad we can't be together in person, but I do believe that there is an incredible opportunity in what we are all experiencing. And I hope to shed some light in these dark times for all of you to see opportunity versus seeing the dismay. All right, it's hard not to when people are sick, when people are hurting, suffering financially, as well as with their health and emotionally, spiritually. It's a spiritual warfare out there right now. But I hope by the end of this call, you're going to feel some ease and you'll be able to have faith again when everything around us seems to be screaming fear. I hope that by the time you leave this, you're going to feel more love. You're going to feel more light and more hope. All right. I've actually been in the business for 18 years, and it was funny. Dylan was mentioning before cell phones, but I actually remember starting my business with a BlackBerry. And I loved my BlackBerry. It's like I had it was like a typewriter almost. And I remember when we had to switch over to, I think maybe the flip phone. I think that was next. I don't know. Maybe that was before. But I was so resistant because I love my BlackBerry. But it has been a long time, and I could have never imagined in a million years that this business would have brought me to this place of feeling peace in my heart and in my soul, and being purposeful in life, and feeling as though I'm here to contribute, I'm here to grow, and I want to pass on the information and the tools that I've learned in my process of becoming, and in hopes that you will see that this is such a magnificent opportunity for expansion, for experiencing peace in your spirit, peace in your family, in your household, peace in your future, which is truly what we all want, right? Every one of us wants joy. Hi, Cruz, I'm on a call, babe. Everybody's home, gotta love this. And so when I started this business 18 years ago, I was working as a fashion photographer, and I was shooting models for a living. I'd shot around 1,500 models over about 5 years. And you know what? I loved it. It was great. It was rewarding for me, fulfilling for me. I would sometimes shoot 10 to 15 models in a day, 3 to 4 looks each model. And the interesting thing about that is I was trading time for money. Even though it was very creative, it was very exhaustive. And my husband at the time was working as an art director at an ad agency, and he was working 60 to 70 hours a week. And the boys, you know, I just felt like the tension. I felt like they didn't get our time. They got the worst of us, not the best of us. We were always stressed about money. We were always, you know, desiring a vacation, travel, getting out of debt, but none of those things were happening. We just kept trading time for money. And I remember driving by a golf course one day, and I remember seeing these golfers right in the middle of the day. And I thought to myself, what in the world do they do that allows them to stay home, you know, or go golfing during the middle of the day? I want to do what they do. And so what was interesting was that it wasn't long after that I had actually prayed. I said, God, please bring me better skincare and more money. I know it sounds like a vain prayer. It kind of was. I forgot about it. And literally 2 weeks later, this woman shows up on a photo shoot that I'm on. And I looked at her skin, and she had the most beautiful skin I had ever seen. And I said, what in the world are you using? And she said, I use Arbonne. And I was like, what's Arbonne? And she said, she went to her little Saturn at the time and handed me a sample packet. And I was like, it was the ugliest sample packet I'd ever seen. Back then, it wasn't so glamorous. And I fell in love with it. I literally fell in love with the products. I kept sending her people for 3 months and never thought I would do it ever. But you know what I actually uncovered was that I saw that I wanted a few $100s a month. And that was as big as my vision could expand to. I thought an extra few $100s would change my family's life. And so I thought, okay, let's just share this. I'll just share it, and that few $100 could change my life and my family's. Well, that few hundred just kept growing and growing. The more I shared it, the more I helped more people earn a few hundred, the more it continued to get bigger. And of course, that's my story. It's not everybody's story. I just opened my mouth. And so during these 18 years, the significance of this business, not just the impact it's made on my children. As you can see, I'm pretty proud of my family. Like, I think that my boys are some of the most evolved, conscious human beings I've ever met. Dylan is very humble. He's wrote a book, you know, and he's this wise poet. And my daughter-in-law is a businesswoman. You know, she's started many companies as well. And my middle son is always sending me podcasts, and he's a health nut and investing all the time. He's an investor. And it's like my younger son, well, we're still working on him, he's 16. But the beauty is that they've been able to watch me grow into the woman that this business has allowed me to become. I wanted to share something really cool with you. So years and years ago, it was probably about 17 years ago, our past president, Rita Davenport, who is one of my greatest mentors in my life. I had earned a trip to her home. Jody, I think we were there together, possibly. And I remember walking through her house, and I went into her office and looked into her bathroom. And in her bathroom, her huge 6-foot by 6-foot shower in her was full with 3/4 high full of thank you cards. And that moment changed my life forever. And I thought to myself, I have not even come close to impacting people's lives at this magnitude. And so I wanted to share with you, I started 5 years ago, just like saving thank yous. And so I have this little lighthouse right here, and I have it full of all my thank you cards and from around the world. And I want you to see that, not because I'm bragging about impact, but because this business is more than just selling a product or sharing a product. Literally, I sat down on the floor the other day and I started reading some of those thank yous and some of the messages that people wrote to me, and I just cried. And I thought to myself, gosh, guys, you have no idea what your yes in a business such as this can do, not only to dozens, but to hundreds, to thousands, and the ripple it will create in not just, adults' lives, but in these little children's lives who are going to grow up and they're going to watch and witness their parents becoming humans that are doing great things in the world. And that was my greatest desire, was for my boys to see me, to become the best mother and woman I could possibly be. Because growing up, my mom had me at 15. We lived in a car behind a Pizza Hut. I had fathers that were drug addictive and abusive, who literally beat my sisters, my mom, and myself off and on. So many traumatic things I could share. I don't have time to share with all of you, but I knew that I wanted to create a better life for my boys. And so when I joined this business, the personal growth really helped me to dig in deep and learn to love myself through my pain. So whatever it is that you're feeling right now, whatever is boiling inside of you, whether it's fear, doubt, worry, embrace this culture, this community, do the work, get involved, connect with other souls who are believing in the future possibility of future expansion and growth. I will tell you, the other night I got a voice message from a new great friend of mine. It's actually Tony Robbins' financial guy. We met on a plane on my way to Date with Destiny. We couldn't stop talking. And then afterwards, he invited me to go hang out with the founder of Zoom and all, dozens of really successful entrepreneurs. And so through that, he had messaged me the other night and said, Christy, I'm just wanting to check on you. And there's a lot of people, we're making a lot of money for right now. And I just wanted to talk to you and give you some insight. And I thought to myself, back when the recession happened in 2008, where I had never experienced anything like that. So we didn't have nutrition back then. I wish we would have, but our business still grew with beauty products, because women will always still purchase their lipsticks and their skincare and their and whatnot, because they want to feel beautiful. But now nutrition, guys, I have 10 bags of protein actually in my pantry right now, because I don't know I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm not in fear mode. I'm just so grateful that I have the most amazing plant-based vegan protein. And if I don't have to use it, phenomenal, in the next few months, but I'm going to have it for, the rest of the year. And I'm grateful that we have products that we can deliver and offer to people during scary times like this, when there's uncertainty. But what I will promise you, going back to my friend AJ, is that this is opportunity, guys. This is an opportunity for you to actually build. This month is right now, where my business is bigger than it's been, literally, I would probably say, in 10 years. And that is truly because of, number one, I truly do believe people want to now secure their own future by starting their own business, and also offering to their friends and family products that are safe and can be, shipped directly to their door. They don't have to go out and get it. And also the importance of alkalizing our body and increasing our immune system through really our 30-day program, which is really what it does. And so we have got to get people healthy. That is my ethical obligation, is to help our world to get healthy, not just through products, but mind, body, and soul. Right? So if you really want to feel happy inside, if you want to get out of this feeling of doom and gloom that you see everywhere, start focusing on where you want to go, not where you've been, not what could happen. Most of the things we worry about and what we fear about never ever come to life anyway, right? Have you noticed that? Our mind plays a lot of scary movies sometimes, but the truth is that when you focus on the opportunity during a downturn of an economy, that's where you're going to look back a year from now and say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I worked harder than anybody else around me because now my family is free. Now my family can do whatever they want to do and, needs to do. So when it does happen again, because it will, who knows when it's going to happen, you'll be prepared and you'll be able to support your family in ways that you never even dreamed possible. And so what I will share in closing is that I think it was probably, it's probably been about 8 years ago. I was traveling, and I always, when I travel, I always say, okay, God, just put someone in my life that needs my light, or I need their light, and please just allow me to be a blessing in some sense. And so I was on a Southwest flight, and with Southwest, you can pick your seats, right? And so I picked my seat, and there was this gentleman that walked on the plane, and he was had a pink shirt on, and he was beaming with joy and happiness. Now, y'all know when you travel, most people aren't beaming with joy and happiness, are they? Everyone's really ticked off at the world. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I hope he sits by me. I hope he sits by me. I hope he sits by me. And he comes and he sits by me. And I wait before I go a little bit, obnoxious on him, because I just want to know why he's so happy. I say to him, so tell me about you. Why are you so happy? And he starts sharing things with me. And he had been a great, businessman and a philanthropist, a beautiful family man, a beautiful spiritual being. And by the end of the flight, I said, so if you could pass on any words of wisdom to me, what would you share with me that I could take with me and hold on to? And he was really quiet for a moment. And he said, Christy, I believe that when I die and I go to heaven, there's going to be 3 big flat screen TVs. The one on the left is going to be a reel of all the it's going to be a reel of all the things that I've done wrong. And sadly, I've done a ton of wrong things, and I'm going to be standing there for a really long time. The one on the right is going to be a reel of all the things I've done right. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be standing there very long. And I'm not happy about that. But the one that's the longest is the one right in the middle. And that's going to be all the opportunities I could have took in life, but I never took because I was too afraid and I was too scared. And I literally sat there in that moment, it took my breath away. How many of us have ever been so afraid? We're afraid of failing. We're afraid to do anything. We're afraid to listen to what our gut's telling us to do because we're afraid of messing up. I usually tell my leaders that join me in this business, I tell them, I feel pretty darn confident that you're going to be successful in this business if you never quit. If you show up and you read the books, you do the work, you help people, you grow, you contribute, I don't know how you could not be successful. And success for so many of us is different, right? Some of us just want to be better parents. Some of us just want to be better humans. Some of us want bigger bank accounts. What we grow on expands, right? Or not what we grow on, what we focus on expands, and what we grow on expands too. That works too. So what we do focus on expands. So if you focus on what you don't have or what's not working, of course, you're going to continually get more of that. And so what are you focusing on right now? May I just send a gentle reminder as we start closing down tonight's call, which I hate because I could just stay with you all night long and just speak into your beautiful souls. But I really want you to think about, who are you centering yourself around right now the most? What are the words? What's the language being spoken? What are the thoughts being felt? What are the thoughts you're thinking? What do you wake up thinking? What do you go to bed thinking? All right, because those thoughts are really creating a world inside of you that feels like heaven or hell. And it's up to us as to what we want to experience. Today I went running up the mountain with my middle son, and we went like 6 miles. And I'm like so grateful that I can run up the mountain, that I can even run, that there's a mountain near me, that I can breathe in the air when there's other people that can't. So what can we be grateful for? What can we be grateful for? And focus on that. I'm grateful that you're here. I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe that it was not meant to be for you to be here with me and Dylan and Sam and Jody and all the others tonight to hear this message. I believe that there is someone in your life right now that needs these products or this business, and you are the messenger. You are the person, the vehicle that can deliver it, the gift to give to them, and they would have never known if you didn't give it to them. But what I will tell you is that, because I'm a serial entrepreneur, I've written many books, I've made movies, I've started many companies. I'm going to tell you, you're going to see more people owning a home-based business than you've ever seen before. And what I love so much about Arbonne is I believe we're a class act. I don't believe that there's this, pushy, that's one thing I'm not attracted to. You're never going to find me being inauthentic, or trying to push products or an opportunity on people just for myself. I want people with me and in this journey. I want you with me in this journey. If you want to grow, if you want to become, if you want to experience a better you, then come on, let's go have some fun together. But if not, it's not for you, and that's okay. It's not for everyone. But I will promise you, you will become a better human in the end. Just even after a week of being here, you're going to find yourself just like, wow, I feel so much happier. I feel more alive. I feel like, wow, I'm in growth mindset. And that's what a great place to plant yourself in. And remember that the lotus always grows in the mud. Lotus grows in the mud. Okay, so how many of you are going to choose to be a lotus during this time of suffering? When many are suffering, are you going to be that lotus in the mud? Most beautiful flower, when it opens up. This is time to open your heart up, not close your heart up, and show compassion, generosity, kindness, love to all those souls that are in fear mode, doubt mode, worry mode. This too shall pass. But while we're going through it, let's change some lives. Let's change our life. Let's be the lighthouse, the light worker in the shadows, in the darkness. So then when everybody else feels helpless, we're reaching out our hands and saying, we've got you. All right? I've got you. I hope you can feel the peace in my heart and my spirit. I'm not concerned right now. I'm concerned about the well-being of our souls, because I do believe thoughts can spread too. Negative thoughts, positive thoughts. And I do believe what we feed expands and gets worse. I pray for all the people that are suffering. I pray for the nurses and the medical and the doctors that are out there on the front lines to protect our fellow brothers and sisters. But I pray for you. I pray that you stand in your power and your light, and you own the fact that nobody has control but us. All right? And Iceman Hoff, who is a beautiful, I don't know if you've ever studied his work, but if you watch the Goop episode that Gwyneth Paltrow put out with Iceman on it, he had E. coli, deadly E. coli injected into his veins and his students' veins. His method for minding the mind, actually nobody got sick, nobody died, nobody even got sick. Guys, I tell you that because our mind can do a lot of good and a lot of bad. So I would encourage you all to start thinking loving thoughts, start this business with us, restart this business, share your love, share your light, contribute, grow, expand, become. This is your time. This is your time. Thank you so much for having me, Jody. I apologize for going longer than probably I was supposed to, but
oh my gosh, I bet everyone's just thinking, keep going, keep going. Thank you so much. Christy, for sharing. And you can tell you exude peace, you exude joy, your cute little laugh that I've got to experience forever. It's just, you guys, we really connected on an Arbonne trip that we both earned to Italy and Switzerland, another perk. And I just love Christy so much. Samantha, are you still there? Okay, good. You're going to share a few more things.
Yeah. Well, I love hearing you talk, Christy, even though I get to hear you talk all the time now. I'm so blessed to have adopted a mother-in-law that's you. I love, your story and how it's always inspired me so much that, during the last financial crash, you did choose to be the lotus in the mud. And that's what ended up, coming out of that dark, hard time, built your business so globally in Australia. So I don't know if you want to share about that for a minute.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. That's kind of a big deal. Yeah, thank you. So back when the last recession happened, guys, listen, my business, you're going to say, wow, Christy, I feel really bad for you, right? But it dropped, I don't know, it dropped quite a bit. Doesn't matter the amount at first, because there was a little bit of fear involved there. And then it climbed back up as we were sharing more. We just got out, put our big girl panties on, like Rita Davenport said, and dealt with it. But I felt this calling to build another country, and I didn't know how. I had no contacts, but I actually connected. I sent about 500 emails. So I set my booty down one day and I sent 500 personalized emails to all these random people, and basically just said, I'm going to build this country. And whoever decides to join me, I'm going to be committed to you, and we're going to get you to the top of the company. And I didn't know. I just felt this calling. I didn't know if it was going to work. This was literally during that last crash. And because of that, I have the #1 team in Australia on direct to me. And what a gift. Thousands of lives have now been changed because of that downturn in the economy. I decided to use it as an opportunity to grow and expand and to share. And so now I think that business produces, I don't know, $1.5 million a month in volume in my business, which is pretty significant, obviously. But most importantly, the friendships that I have, the children, the women and men that are just delicious humans that I am so blessed to call my friends. I've been there like 5 or 6 times. I've had a Barbie in the bush, took the ute to the paddock to see the roo, which translates to I took like the miniature El Camino out to the pasture to see kangaroo while having a barbecue. So it was really amazing. It's been a transformational experience. So that's thank you for reminding me of that, because that's really a big deal. So you all can choose to use this as an opportunity to build something really magnificent while other people are afraid. That just gives you more opportunity, quite frankly. So
I love it.
Thanks for reminding me, Sugar. Appreciate you.
No, I think it's just so powerful because, all of us, like you said, what we focus on expands. And, we really do have a choice right now to focus on our fear or to focus on possibility. And I just want to encourage you all to really take a moment and use this time to reflect and to figure out, what do you want in life? What would you do differently if you could choose? What would you do if you had all the time and money in the world to actually go and live out the things that call you and call your heart? And when you can use this time, this time can be a gift to actually use the time we usually don't have to focus on building something beyond your wildest dreams, like Christy and like Jody and like so many other people in our company and also in the world, come out of these difficult times. So what you focus on grows,
Sammy, can I share something really quickly, Lovey?
Yeah.
Guys, over the last 5 years, I actually lost someone very close to me each year for the last 5 years, tragically. And if it weren't for this business that allowed me at times to be present with my family and my friends' family who were suffering, I truly don't know where I'd be. The growth that I've experienced through all this tragedy and hard is through this business. It's made me become a woman that can handle that. And there were times when I was curled up in a ball on my floor crying because I just wanted the ones I loved to come back. But I don't know how I would have ever survived any of that if it weren't for the growth that that this business has allowed me to experience. So, Sammy, thank you for talking. You triggered that thought. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize, Sugar, but I wanted to share that because I find that to be very important as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's, we all have to come together. And I think that's the biggest gift of Arbonne too, is that we get to have the community where we're surrounded by light, we're surrounded by possibility, we're surrounded by hope. And that's really what our world needs right now, right? Is that light and that hope. So this business, if this has caught your attention, if you're a guest on the call and you're like, how do I even start this right now? You really just have to focus on who can you serve? Who do you know right now who could use an extra few $100s a month? Who do you know right now who maybe cares a little bit more about their health? All of this is happening, and it's shaking us up to wake us up what we could change in our world. We see the pollution completely going down around the globe. This is going to bring us ideas of how we can interact with nature in a new way, which is totally what Arbonne is all about. It's a completely new way of doing business. It's going to wake us up to realize, how can I fuel my body, my home, my temple, this beautiful vessel that I get to live through? How can I do things to help that more? How can I do things to work from home and have this balance that I'm now experiencing that I've never experienced before? How can I create more time to go and do the things I've discovered that I really want to do and I haven't never had time for? So this can be a gift. This can be the opportunity to wake up, and all of us around the globe to create massive change on how things are done. So start to think about, how can you be the light? How can you go and chase those dreams and let go of the fear and dive into your life and be on purpose? Because that's what this is about. And that's exactly what this business is. It's a gift to all of that. So if you're looking for more health, if you're looking for more wealth, if you're looking for more purpose, and if you're looking for the best freaking community on the planet, this is it, you guys. Don't let the fear come in. Just jump in head first. You won't regret it. I promise you. And I'm just so grateful for all of you showing up tonight. Thank you so much. And we send you nothing but absolute health and vibrancy and love and light and abundance and prosperity and joy. So thank you, everyone, and love you all.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you, Samantha and Dylan. You're amazing. I was thinking of the song as Christy was talking about Australia. It's a small world after all. There are big possibilities. There are a lot of people, but this is a small world, and we're in 6 countries, and we're all connected, especially now. And so get your questions answered. Talk to the person that invited you. We have a step-by-step system that can help you get started. And I just want to thank you again, you guys, for sharing, and just ditto everything you said. We care about you, and we want to help you in any way we can. So let us know how we can serve you. Thank you, everyone. Blessings to you. Stay well.